They're angry because we've been bargaining for 9 months and we're not asking for that much.
Now at 6, thousands of faculty and staff at Portland Community College will hit the picket lines later this morning after not reaching a settlement with management. We'll have more on this historic strike coming up in a live report.
And later this hour, we're getting a look at new images showing the person Portland Fire and Rescue says started yesterday's fire at Elephant's Delicatessen. What we're learning about the incident at 6:30.
Plus, we're getting a look at what they're cooking up for the Oscars after party. We have more on all the dishes and cocktails famous chef Wolfgang Puck is making this year. Coming up as your news at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Wednesday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchik. Glad to have you with us. Rod Hill, Chris McGinnis standing by. We're going to head over to Chris first, who's got a traffic alert. Right?
Yeah,
Is that right, Chris?
We've had a couple trouble spots on the roads. The latest one is this. In the Vista Ridge Tunnel, eastbound Highway 26, a couple cars tangled up in a crash. We're unaware of the extent of any injuries. At one point, the freeway was blocked and shut down for about 6 or 8 minutes as emergency vehicles got there. But in any event, you can see traffic is getting by, but you're going to need a few extra minutes here right now on the Highway 26 inbound commute. Of course, it is a soaker of a morning commute down low. Up high, this is a live look at Government Camp. Snow zones in effect. That means change in traction tires required over the Cascade Passes, at least for this morning. Rod, over to you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Chris. You know, one of the updates is that the threat of snow over the Coast Range is now over. That will be simply all rain. And speaking of all rain, you can see it's solidly coming into Salem, Portland, Vancouver, all the way up to Seattle. Timberline will get snow all day, 26 degrees. They have roughly 20 inches of new snow up there over the past day and a half or so, and it's going to be more today. Government Camp, Chris showed you this camera. It's totally snow covered. But it's 32 degrees, and at 4,000 feet in the Cascades, it may turn just wet today. In fact, we expect it to as we get rolling into the afternoon hours. But for the rest of us, it's just going to be a rainy day that will not stop. Vancouver, the Springs to the waterfront camera showing the water drops. 45 degrees is the temperature. We'll be up to about 50 this afternoon to 52 degrees. The steady rain, again, it will not stop. Breeze is picking up this afternoon. Southwest 10 to 25, gusting to 30. Could be a bit stronger this evening, by the way. Lots to talk about in your longer forecast coming up, guys.
Thank you, Rod. We start with breaking news this morning. Thousands of faculty and staff at Portland Community College are set to hit the picket lines later this morning.
Yeah, and this comes after 9 months of bargaining with the college. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us from PCC's campus in North Portland. So, Thomas, what are the staff members asking for here?
Yeah, well, guys, first and foremost, they want higher wages, and one union representative told us his members were offered just a 0.25% raise over the next couple of years. Now, if the strike does happen, as is expected, it'll be historic. The first time that community college workers ever went on strike here in Oregon. All 4 PCC campuses are expected to be on strike, with more than 2,000 workers hitting the picket lines.
We don't think that the college can't afford a cost of living adjustment. We think that the college refuses to pay a cost of living adjustment because their priorities are elsewhere. They're not with faculty, they're not with staff, they're not with the folks who are serving students.
It's in some ways exciting, but it's also so unfortunate that we have to be here, right?
In a statement PCC shared with us earlier this week, the college said it remained focused on reaching agreements that are fair, sustainable, and aligned with long-term institutional stability. They say the negotiations are happening during a challenging financial outlook for higher education, and say that's all due to higher costs, lower enrollment, and uncertain state and federal funding. Already, the community college says it slashed millions of dollars in its budget. Now, that strike is set to begin here in North Portland and other PCC campuses at 10:30 this morning. Meanwhile, the college says classes and student services will continue to the fullest extent possible throughout this strike. Matthew, China.
Thomas Schultz reporting live this morning. Thomas, thank you. Meanwhile, major news for Oregon's biggest school district. Portland Public Schools now planning to make cuts in phases due to a multi-million-dollar budget gap.
The district will also implement furlough days and eliminate 13 licensed administrator roles. This is in part because of a $22 million budget gap just for this school year, in addition to a $50 million gap for next school year. Superintendent Kimberly Armstrong says a driving factor for this budget gap is declining enrollment and rising operational costs. The teachers union said it doesn't trust the district's financial narrative and will be doing its own analysis of the budget. Other union members are questioning the impact of furlough days.
The absence of that would mean more cuts for next year, deeper cuts, and getting into the classroom and some of those non-student facing roles. And we want to do everything we can to prevent that.
With SEIU, we're some of the lowest paid workers in the district. The superintendent says that she's taking 6 days. Senior leadership is taking 5. We don't necessarily feel that's quite enough, but this is where we're at.
As for the 13 positions already cut, those employees' last day will be June 30th. They can reapply for other remaining open roles with the district.
Longview Public Schools has hired an independent investigator in the wake of reports that students were raped by classmates at Mark Morris High School. Police arrested 2 students last month for allegedly sexually assaulting younger teammates on the basketball team. According to police reports, staff knew about the attacks 2 weeks before they were reported to authorities. The review will look at district policies on supervision, staff training, and misconduct reporting.
A Beaverton man has been sentenced to more than 21 years in federal prison for sexually exploiting minors online and child pornography. In addition to his time in prison, 35-year-old Miziel Flores Ramirez was also sentenced to 15 years of supervised release. A search of his phone revealed more than 2,000 images of child sexual abuse material in contact with minors. According to court documents, Flores Ramirez requested and received sexually explicit images from a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old. He then shared the photos and videos of the 14-year-old on various chat rooms devoted to child sex abuse material. In 2025, he pleaded guilty to sexual exploitation of children and receiving child pornography. Well, Gresham police have arrested a man that they say smashed the windows of a local business and a church. Police say Drew Young admitted to throwing rocks at the windows of a church and a youth nonprofit on Northeast Gleason, as well as an apartment complex and an elder care facility.
These are all organizations that serve the community, so it's pretty disappointing that, they're falling victim to this kind of, crime.
According to the police report, Young said that he was frustrated with his job at Amazon and being kicked out of a gym.
Yeah, if you drive in the metro area, you've no doubt seen graffiti along the highways and on signs in Portland. ODOT says because of a tight budget, the state is no longer transferring funds to the city to clean up state highway property within city limits, though it will make exceptions for graffiti that poses a potential danger.
In particular, graffiti of signs, that could be a real problem for drivers. So that we would prioritize graffiti cleanup on signs before any other kind of graffiti cleanup.
For its part, the city of Portland says it doesn't remove graffiti on state property, but will help people who need a hand removing it from private property.
In entertainment news this morning, for the 32nd time, the iconic chef Wolfgang Puck will once again be catering the Governor's Ball, which is hosted right after the Oscars. And there's going to be a lot of food there. The party will host about 1,500 people, and Puck is preparing everything from Oscar-shaped smoked salmon crackers to a lot of wine. Oh, that's cute. A lot of wine and cocktails. We're going to hear him talk a little bit more about what he's cooking up this year.
People's favorite, really, what we sell the most is the chicken pot pie with black truffles and macaroni and cheese. Because when they see the thing coming out of the oven, all bubbly hot, the people love it.
They also serving many espresso martinis. The amount of espresso beans used can fill a hot tub.
I love that he said the people's favorite is chicken pot pie and macaroni and cheese.
The wealthy people are just like us.
Like of all the things that you could probably eat there.
You think if they use Kraft or you think it's homemade mac and cheese? What do you think?
I'm going to say I do love a good chicken pot pie, though.
I do too. I had that for lunch just the other day.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Macaroni. Yeah. It cracks me up when wealthy people want to feel normal. Right?
Bless their
You're
hearts.
Not like us.
All right, here we go. We've got rain up and down. So it's been very little when you get down to Eugene. It's mostly been from Salem northward and rain moving up into Seattle at this hour as well. It's all rain now over the Coast Range, all rain through the gorge. It is snowing over the Cascade Passes down to about 3,000 feet currently. This will be a steady rain day, meaning the rain will not stop. It will be raining all day long. And if you check out the last 48 hours, some decent rain totals. Tillamook nearing an inch, Portland 34 100ths of an inch. Again, these are 48-hour rain totals. Vancouver over a quarter, Kelso Longview a 1/10 of an inch of rain. Models suggest we could get an inch and a half of rain coming in just tonight. That's on top of everything that's going to be falling during the day today. So here's 10 o'clock this morning. Here's 4 o'clock this afternoon. Again, Salem, Portland, up into Longview, the rain simply will not stop. That's the point of that. The Astoria column all illuminated this morning. You can see the water droplets on the camera lens. 43 is the temperature. Raining in Portland, of course, we're at 45. This afternoon, we expect some warming. The wind flow is southwest, and we're still calling for those winds to become noticeably breezy this afternoon, maybe 15 to 30 miles per hour, and then a little bit stronger tonight. But 50s coast and valley, mainly dry in central Oregon. Bend 53, mainly dry out east again today, except for some showery weather out into the blues. We have 52. We have the impact alert tomorrow and Friday because by tomorrow morning, it will have rained enough that we expect to have ponding of water in area roadways. So that's going to lead to kind of a sloppy mess, and we'll be dealing with that until the rain shuts off Friday overnight. Yes, we'll be watching river levels, and we'll probably spend more time starting to talk about that on tomorrow morning's show. For now, let's go to Chris McGinnis.
And this morning, not sure that weather had anything to do with it, but we've had 3 crashes out there so far this morning already. The latest one in the Vista Ridge Tunnel on Highway 26. Here's the update. We talked about this just a couple of minutes ago. The good news is it looks like that it's just cleared, and the backup that we had around that, it was significant. We were backed up out past the zoo a few minutes ago. That is also flushing out. So far, now that we've got those earlier situations clear, we're back to just a wet morning drive out there. We'll keep you posted, guys.
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, the KGW Great Food Drive is happening right now, and we need your help to collect enough donations to provide more than 1 million meals to local people and families in need. One way that you can help right now is by giving online at kgw.com/food drive. A $25 donation provides a week's worth of meals for a family. And all week long, local Toyota dealers will match all donations up to the first $10,000. We do want to thank local Toyota dealers, Pacific Office Automation, Rivermark Community Credit Union, and Safeway for supporting this year's food drive.